knowledge and wisdom grows towards the day, and in this we gain our understanding, and we gain that relationship with our Elohim. So he created the light for us, but we have to be able to understand what it is to be in the darkness and not simply try to explain what the light means. So right about now, everyone is thinking, yes, I know this, we've discussed it into the ground. So consider Yahshua's words to Nicodemus at John 3, 9 through 12, where he says, or where this bunch of verses say, Nicodemus answered and said unto him, how can these things be? Yahshua answered and said unto him, are you a teacher of Israel, and do not know these things? Truthfully I say to you, we speak what we know, and testify that we have seen, but you receive not our witness. If I have told you earthly things, and you believe not, how shall you believe if I tell you of heavenly things? Yahshua was telling Nicodemus about the need to be reborn of Elohim by his word and spirit. Nicodemus could only grasp the idea of a physical rebirth. And this is why Nicodemus says, do we have to go back into the womb and be born again? Okay? When we read about a throne and a chariot belonging to the Ein Sof, that which cannot be contained, do we not experience the same confusion as Nicodemus? How do we try to explain things that we can't explain? Well, we give Elohim a throne to sit on. We picture this white-bearded old man wearing white robes, having his photograph on the Sistine Chapel, reaching out to Adam. Our finite mind creates images. So Ezekiel and John both had visions in which they were taken spiritually into the spiritual realm. What they saw, they could only describe in finite terms. In the very same way that Nicodemus could only grasp the teaching of Yahshua in a finite way. We first have to understand this concept before we can grasp the visions of Ezekiel and John. Our trash cans are filled with garbage that is only dabbled with sweetness. The bees are circling over us. If we can simply understand first and foremost that Yahweh Elohim is spirit, and that as such does not need a physical throne or a chariot in which to get around, then we can begin to consider the concepts of these physical representations that were developed in the finite mind in order to describe that which can in no other way be understood. So we leave off the study at this point because when we go into Ezekiel, having this information and hopefully understanding this now thoroughly, that we're going to take a look at every single word that is pulled in from Ezekiel, every name, every number, to give us an idea of why he's describing it as basically a chariot that's made up of these wheels, that's made up of these four beings, their wings spread together that make up a square. Why is he describing it this way? Why is John describing the throne room that he was taken into in this way? We'll try to answer the question that we always ask ourselves: what does it mean? And hopefully this will bring us into a closer relationship with our Elohim without being sucked into this Markava type literature that is readily available everywhere. So, any questions on this? I know it's short, and I apologize for it being short, but I didn't want to overwhelm everybody with the full cannon blast of all three concepts at one time.
Okay, you said that the first word in Ezekiel is what?
Haya.
Haya. Okay.
And it says, this is Yehezkel, that means Elohim strengthens, is what his name means. But listen to what these first three verses say. It says, "And it came to be in the 30th year, in the 4th month, on the 5th of the month, I was among the exiles by the river Kebar. The heavens were opened, and I saw visions of Elohim. On the 5th day of the month, in the 5th year of the sovereign Yehoiakim," and the 5th year of Jehoiakim's exile. Okay, "the word of Yahweh came expressly to Ezekiel the priest, the son of Buzi, in the land of the Chaldeans by the river Kebar. The hand of Yahweh came upon him there." So there is so much stuff packed into those verses that is amazing. The poetry in this third verse is beautiful because the word for came in this verse is chaya. The word for expressly, specifically, is also chaya. So we have two words for life followed by a word for the word, followed by the name Yahweh. What does all that mean? Why? What is it telling us? Why is the first word that's used in this book of prophecy, chaya, used for the word came? Well, it literally means to be, to exist. Why did existence come on the 30th year? Shana. It's a word that not only means a year, but it means the way we live. It means a lifetime. 30, the numerical value of the Lamed. What is it telling us? The 4th month. What does it mean? If it's Chodesh, from the root Chadash, that means to renew, to restore, to rebuild. What does it mean? So we understand that there's a lot more in Ezekiel than just a vision of a chariot. Alrighty?
Wow.
So, to be continued.
Next Friday, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're not meeting
Friday.
this Friday.
Next Friday. We'll put it together and all that. But any more questions on what we've covered today? This is very important. And I know we bounce it off quite a bit in our studies, but it's probably the most important thing that we can understand about our Elohim.
If we're going to study this, something we need to know is,
Well, I guess we've achieved grooviness.